Okay, Bob. Yeah, there's always a net control police listening. Talk to you later, W5ATK.
Nancy Mike 7 Romeo, Nancy Mike 7 Romeo, K58QT, copy Frank over. Oh yeah, copy you are. I'm ready, you are over. Okay, Roger, let me clear with Mark, KN4 Alpha Juliet Lamar. Thank you so very much for being there, we have direct with Frank, Mark, over. So, let's say, this was a pleasure having everyone check in with us, and Art, you take care, and of course, KN4, Alpha Juliet Lamar. Mark, you take care. Want to thank W0 Sierra, of course, W6 Delta Uniform out there in California. Well-deserved rest down the border. Does anyone need Bob before he takes off? Well, I hear nothing. So have a wonderful evening, Bob, and we'll look for you next week. Same time, same station, as it were. And I trust everything's happy and more or less carefree in the household there. Have a good evening, my friend. And after your rest, have a wonderful evening. It's time for pizza and oyster. Nancy Mike 7 Romeo, K58QT clear. Okay, 7-3. Frank, this is November Mike 7 Romeo. I'll be your net control station for this session of the Maritime Mobile Service Network. At this time, are there any stations on frequency with emergency traffic? Emergency traffic only, please. Do I have any relays on emergency traffic? Over. Nothing heard. Well, the primary purpose of this net is handling traffic from Maritime Mobile Stations and overseas deployed service personnel. All stations are encouraged to check in and participate using your handling radio call sign. This direction net, Pete Daily, from 12 noon until 10 p.m. Eastern is daylight time, and that would be this time of year, and stations operating from foreign countries or from within its territorial waters are reminded that they are governed by that country's regulations concerning third-party traffic and radio operations. For further information about our net, please go to our website at mmsm.org. That's Mike Sierra November. At this time, are there any maritime mobile or deployed service personnel wishing to check in? Do I have any relays on maritime mobiles or deployed? Do I have any stations with traffic or a schedule with the, traffic for the net or a schedule at the time of the hour? Do I have any relays on stations with traffic? Nothing heard. This is November Mike 7 Romeo. It's one of those 2x1 calls nobody seems to be able to wrap their head around, but it's what they gave me and it works. So I'm going to keep using November Mike 7 Romeo. The name is Frank. I'm in the lower left-hand corner of the state of Washington, about 2 miles from the Pacific Ocean, about 10 miles north of the Oregon border. And I'll be your net control station for this session of the Maritime Mobile Service Network, and from now on I will take anyone, with or without traffic. I got 2 of you there. I got Kilo Zero, I think it was Charlie Oz or something, go ahead. Okay, got you in Mike Oscar. And what can I do for you this evening? Oh, I don't know about the payroll. I think that office has got a problem. They haven't given me a check in years, so. But you're good luck. It's up to you. Try it. Good luck with it. Anyway, yeah, you're doing a pretty good job from Mo out here onto the West Coast. I'm about 2 miles from the Pacific Ocean, so you don't think you're going to go a whole lot farther. Go ahead. Yeah, I got 2 of you in there. Hotel Zero, Delta Alpha Romeo. Go ahead. As in Victor Alpha Romeo or Delta Alpha Romeo? Well, I was wrong on both accounts. I got Zulu Alpha Romeo. There you go, Ed. Anything I can do for you? Sounds good out here on the West Coast. You bet. Thanks for checking in. We appreciate it. 7-3, Hotel Mike, go ahead. Call sign with Hotel Mike? Guess not. I'll take anyone I can hear. Kilo 5, X-ray, Delta Foxtrot. That's nice. Yeah, nobody jumping on top of it either. Kilo 5, X-ray, Delta Foxtrot. Good evening.
Roger. I am in Church Point, Louisiana. I used to catch salmon out of El Waco in Washington. How far are you from that?
I'm about 10 miles north of El Waco, maybe 11 if you take the long route. You know that El Waco is down on the Columbia River, and then there's this Long Beach Peninsula that goes up the front-facing part of the peninsula, and I'm about 2/3 of the way up that over.
Roger. It's been 15 years since I salmon fished down there. I'm a little rusty on what it looks like now. You are 10 over. You are 10 over into Louisiana, and I just got a new amplifier, and I think it's running 400 watts. And how do you hear it?
I hear you fine. No noise, no distortion. Sounds good. You do have to occasionally spend a little money on the antenna too.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know that. My antenna is a 510-foot piece of wire that cost me $0.
Well, I have a 3-element tri-band beam that didn't cost me anything because my dad gave it to me. He was clearing out his garage and moving into an old folks home, and there were some really nice toys in his garage that he gave me over.
Roger on that. Yeah, well, you lucked out there. Boy, did you. Anyway, this long piece of wire I've got seems to work.
Oh, yeah. No, it works. I mean, you can fit the video all day, it works better, one works less better, and all of that. But the bottom line is, it works. there's really no second place, over.
Roger on that. It is 63 degrees here now. We had a big storm yesterday, but we've got about a week of good weather now. I'll back out of here and let the other people come. K5XDF.
Thank you much. K5XDF. Have a good evening. Great with you. This is November Mike 7 Romeo, the Maritime Mobile Service Net. I'm in Washington State, if that makes a difference, but it generally means you need to point your antennas toward the west. I know there's some people who have to go northwest, southwest, all the rest, but anyway, whatever. I'll take anyone I can hear from the Maritime guy. Okay, I got a Fox 2 Golf Victor. Fill me the rest of the call. Okay, KF2, Golf Victor. Mobile 2. What are you mobile in, over? Ooh! And you're doing an electric, aren't you? There you go. Now, if you can just get an amplifier that'll suck all that battery down, you can really set the world on fire. Sounds good to me. I didn't know Teslas came with radio equipment, but I'll have to look into it. There you go. Well, motor easy and careful. And enjoy. At least you don't have to worry about where to plug the radio in, over. Oh yeah, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Like I say, I'm 2 miles from the Pacific Ocean. You're not going to go a whole lot farther from here to the west without getting your signal west, so we wouldn't want that to happen. But blow up this one. That's what you're saying. If your motor's going to be... This is November Mike 7 Romeo, Maritime Mobile Service Set. I'll take anyone I can hear. Yeah, I got 2 of them, about 5 of you in there. I got Zulu Kilo Charlie, and I got a 9 November Whiskey X-Ray. I'll take Zulu Kilo Charlie first, then the other one, then we'll try and thin the crowd out. ZKC, go ahead. And my antenna is pointed at Texas. So let me just give this thing a quick prowl here, just to see if the rotor is working. Yeah, that should be up a little bit louder. How's that? No kite flying. We've had rain this week, so that tends to make the kites a little bit scarce. And it isn't summer here yet by a long shot. But there is blue sky between the white clouds, so I can't complain, and it's not raining, so it must be getting close to summer, all I can say, over. Okay, John, 7-3, and I'm 50 hours in if you want to really know where I am. That's okay. Mike with you, 9 November Whiskey X-Ray, go ahead. Yeah, okay, Ben. Real good. Well, you're doing a good job. You're making it here. And you're only 2 miles short here from the Pacific Ocean. And at that point, you've got to go to Hawaii and then to Japan if you want to go any farther. So I think this is probably a good enough one to put the lock. KC9, NWX. Yeah, you're 5 and 9 here. You got great signal. And And I'm just using the 3-element Yankee pointing your way. I jiggled it a little to your way, and you came up a fraction, but you were doing just fine from the beginning. Not a problem, over. Well, I appreciate that. We're right back. Anyway, we don't have to worry about the kinds of weather you have in the Midwest, but then you don't have to worry about the kinds of weather we get out here on the coast either. So it's not like one's better than the other. They're just different. And with that, I'm going to say 7-3, and thanks for coming up. Nice signal, over. Yeah, break with you. This is November Mike 7 Romeo with the Maritime Mobile Service Net. It's 1/4 the hour, so I'm going to stop real quick and look for Maritime Mobiles. Are there any Maritime Mobiles that would like to get into the net at this time? And if anybody listening hears one that I don't hear, which is usually what happens when I'm not pointed that direction, please let me know. Any Maritime Mobiles that would like to get into the Maritime Mobile Net, please come now. Nothing heard. Are there any relays? Again, nothing heard. Okay, we'll keep doing what we do. This is the Maritime Mobile Service Net. I'll take anyone I can hear. Alpha Charlie Romeo, there must be more. Alpha Charlie Romeo Portable. Go ahead and give me the full call sign, over. Well, you're not setting the world on fire out here, but I can hear everything you're saying. I'm on the coast of Washington State, about 2 miles from the Pacific Ocean, and I'm hearing every word you're sending me. So November 5, Alpha Charlie Romeo, you're doing a really good job for low power and a transcontinental path, over. Well, there you go. 9-foot antenna. My antenna is sitting on top of a 50-foot tower. I don't know if that counts or not, but I think I outclassed you right there. 3-element Yankee at 50 feet. And that helps a little, but you still got to get the signal over here for me to even hear it. And you're doing a pretty good job, all I got to say. You bet. 7-3, and take care of that. That's a nice sounding radio. And like I say, it's not setting the world on fire, but that's a good thing. Have a good evening, my friend. Break with you, and this is November Mike 7 Romeo with the Maritime Mobile Service Net. I'll take anyone I can hear. Looking east out of Washington State, I'll take anyone I can hear for the Maritime Net. Well, you're too fast and you're unhungry. I had a kilo 4, I had a something 9, and an Alpha Foxtrot 1 Golf. I'm going to get the kilo 4 first. Go ahead and give me your call sign. Yeah, real good. Right. You were just coming up by the other two was the only reason I couldn't get the whole call. Kilo 4, Yankee, Papa Tango. Nice signal. I'm on the West Coast. Where are you? Well, that's pretty. How close are you to the ocean? Okay, well, I'm 2 miles from the Pacific Ocean, and you're making it just fine. I'm hearing every word, and you don't need to do anything. So I would say you got a pretty good radio there. Take care of it. Owen. 7-3, break with you. K4, YPT. Go ahead. K4, Yankee Papa Tango. Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry about that. I can't read my own scratches here on the notepad. Okay, I had somebody else after him, but I can't read my own writing, so I'm going to go with Alpha Foxtrot 1, something golf, and come back to the one in the middle. Alpha Foxtrot 1, something, go ahead. Yeah, anything I can for you this evening? I say, is there anything I can do for you this evening? You got a nice signal out here on the West Coast. Appreciate it. 7-3. Thanks for that. Great with you. There was a third station that I tried to scribble the call sign down when you called in earlier, and I did a very bad job. Oh, here, please come ahead. Oh, that works so much better when I'm actually writing it down right. Kilo 9, Romeo Oscar, Mike, good evening. Oh, maybe enough to go back, but I can say the same thing about the Bay Area where I grew up. So, anyway, yeah, you're doing almost transcontinental there, and you're doing a pretty darn good job. All I can say. Well, it sounds like a kilowatt to me. It sounds good. Nice and clean too. Anything I can do for you this evening other than blow smoke? Over. Well, thank you for doing that. I know I usually will check in when I don't need to, but the thing there is I'm just looking for pronunciation check. But by knowing that you're in Chicago and I'm out here on the West Coast, that tells me this is a good evening to play radio. Over. Oh yeah, well the other bad news is I got a day job and that kind of keeps me away from the radio. But you know when I took the job, I told them Wednesday nights or Saturday, I'm not going to be here over. Yeah, thanks for being patient and understanding that I get your call now when I was scribbling 3 at once. Have a good evening, 7-3. Okay, this is November Mike 7 Romeo with Maritime Mobile Service Net. I'll take anyone I can hear.